Now, football on the TV in the 60s, 70s and 80s was rather different to today, and it's prompted an author from Paddock Wood to write a book. It's called Brian Moore Saved Our Sundays. Brian, who came from Benenden and was a director at Gillingham Football Club, made his name presenting The Big Match. And I've been finding out how the programme transformed the way we watch the sport.
Xero Accounting Software sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
Just hearing the theme tune can bring back happy memories, so iconic that it is. And the programme helped transform televised football. What impact did the big match have on the nation?
Well, a huge impact, Andrew. You've got to put it in the context of the UK at the time. Sundays in the UK at the time, a very, very slow day. Sundays, shops were closed, the pubs had very restricted opening hours, the television was frankly dire. And then these edited football highlights came out and they were like a bolt from the blue. ITV understood the popularity of football could handle a slightly more tabloid approach, and programmes like the Big Match and indeed Southern Soccer really exemplified that with these kind of fast-moving production techniques, and people loved it.
Presented by Brian Moore and Jimmy Hill, the Big Match proved a big favourite here in the south, along with the likes of Southern Soccer, adding a good dose of humour to the coverage, like when Brian Moore passed his refereeing exam.
Most important thing, the naughty boys book on the end of that long chain and a pencil. And I look in the book, of course, and I see cautions, J Hill 1. Thank you very much indeed for that. But we have got a lovely photograph of Brian blowing his whistle. Look at the way those lips are pursed there.
How much credit can we give the ITV regions for what football coverage has become?
A huge amount, actually, Andrew. In terms of the way football is televised, was all developed within the regions. For instance, close-ups of players, managers' reactions, crowd reactions. It was all new, and ITV was really at the forefront of all that.
Broadcaster and writer Matt Easley is such a fan, he's brought out a book about those Sunday afternoon shows.
It just seems to evoke some sort of memory in people's minds, and they love these shows and they've never ever forgotten them. And I'll tell you what, Andrew, people always associate them with their roast dinner on Sundays as well, because the shows were genuinely shown around 2 or 3 o'clock, and so people have this thing. And I think, without getting too psychological about it, there's also there's a warmth, there's a nostalgia about time spent with families, in the family home. Perhaps the weather was bad outside, roast dinner cooking, football on the telly. What more do you want?
And that's why Matt has plenty more to say on the subject. This is Volume 1, taking us up to the mid-70s, with more football fun still to come. Great memories. And I now really fancy a Sunday roast.
Absolutely. See, what it makes me think of is, for one, the pitches were awful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for another, proper tackles.
So were the challenges, pretty awful.
Yeah, they were awful. Pacey, thank you.